Big show, boys.
Talk to me.
A massive show, because we are taking the next week off. It means we get a little bit of a rest. It's been a busy year. Remember when we launched?
It's been an unbelievable start, isn't it, to season 2? And I think this is timely, boys. So today we get to predict into the future somewhat.
Yeah, we do.
It's a big one.
What is that, like a glass ball? No, crystal ball?
Crystal ball.
I think glass ball's probably pretty appropriate for us.
Could be a couple of outlandish takes in today's show.
Wait, hold up. We started season 2 in Vegas.
Yep.
Yes. Allegiant Stadium.
Yes, we did.
Wow. Man, put it like that. Sean's already been back to America.
Yes. All right.
Holy.
Without further ado,
All right, let's do it.
this will be the last show for 2 weeks at least. Well, at least 1 week. But yeah, let's get into it.
Let's go.
Play on.
Round 2.
My mate to the left here. One heck of a career you've had, man.
To be able to be in this space, announce my retirement.
Okay, let's go.
LeBron James, a shot in history.
And the Panthers have done it again. 4 premierships in a row.
A black wave pouring through Paris 2024. Back to black. New Zealand champions.
Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone!
6 of the best from Auckland FC.
We need a halfback.
I'm not playing.
I'm in, baby. I'm in.
Play on.
Ah, what up, my boy? What up, everybody? We are back. That is right. Oh, see, I feel comfortable. I feel like I'm at home. If you're watching on the screen right now, I'm in socks. All right, I feel like I'm.
It's unacceptable.
This is where I need to
So
be. I got things to say. I got to get comfortable for today's show. We're back for another show, though. You're right. Got like a week and a half off after this. But shout out to Betcha for allowing us to do this. Shout out to Frank. It's all power over there.
Yeah.
From the back fence.
It is 100%. No fluff, shall we say?
Yes.
Get rid of that. We don't need that all power, babe. What else we got, Marc?
Our big shout out to Gatorade as well. Sweat, embrace it, replace it. Remember, DM us if you'd like us to come along, play water boys for your team. We are keen to get some Gatorade out to the community. So all you need to do, get on our Instagram account, DM us, what's the sporting event you need us at. And you can see just faded in the background next to Brook, there's a massive Gatorade thing. The absolute same thing that they pour out when you're winning the Super Bowl. Off to your right, Brook, you can see that the big container.
Oh, the big drum?
Yeah, the big drum. Yeah.
Did you see the timing that me and Sean just had on that?
You both went for the...
It's like that tacit knowledge. We're
The
connected
synergy
here
was
on
there.
all sorts of levels,
Next,
right?
we might have to get that upstairs. That was crazy. Marc, what we got on the show today?
We do have a big show up for you. We've got our sports matchups with Betcha. We've got to be going a little bit further forward because, of course, we won't be back to review if we just did this weekend's games. It would make no sense. We need matchups that are going to work for not only this week, but also next week as well. So we're going to look very far into the distance.
I like
the crystal
this, man.
balling. We're looking forward to that. And then a little cheeky thing, obviously, NBA Finals just round the corner.
Yeah,
time
I reckon it's coming to that time with NBA Finals that my boy to the right, he's going to have to cook a little bit here. You're going to have to carry a bit extra weight.
Come on
right?
now.
So
I got things to say.
Yeah, I just think for our check-in, for our talk today, let's talk. I reckon we just let's see who some of the dogs are in the NBA heading into the finals, right? Let's see if we can sort of pick out. I'll put it to you boys, actually.
Do we have just before we get into it, do we have an out-and-out MVP this season, you reckon, and we're just kind of talking around it? Or is it true? Is there two players that could actually really be up for it and collecting it?
I like the latter. I think there's two. I think there's generally two players that are up for it. I want my boy SGA to get it. All right, but how can you argue against the Joker? How can you?
I agree with you,
Seriously, man. How can you?
Men lie, women lie, the numbers don't lie.
Right.
I steal that off Jordan, but they...
Very true.
Although 60... What do they have, like 68 wins? Okay, see, we can talk about this a little bit more, but...
Yeah.
I'm very excited and interested to see who gets the MVP of the NBA this year. That's a two-horse race over there.
Should we do it? Or do you want to do something?
You've got to look in your eye. Go, hurry up, Brook. Have your moment.
Then, Brook. Go on.
I don't actually want to do this, Marc, but everyone's saying this, and I'm like, my boy's not a liar. He's not. And so I'm about to put everybody to rest right now. I got SJ's back. Now, Sean, he said the other day that he was 181 centimeters. Bro, da-ding, 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 da-ding. You should have seen my inbox, Marc. Wouldn't stop. I imagine yours was the same. Sean ain't no 181. Screenshots. Google. 179. Screenshots 177. I know he ain't 177 at least.
What do you?
You gonna make it official?
Let's do it. Hey,
Nah, you know what?
let's put it to
Let's
sleep,
go,
my bro.
bro.
Let's put it to sleep.
Bro, Wikipedia been dogging me for years.
Let's put it to sleep.
Like,
For those-
Wikipedia had me at one point. It was like 178 or something, and at like 92, 93 kilos. I was like, jeepers.
at this rate.
Yeah, anyone can go on that and punch in some numbers. All right, let's measure me up
Hey,
quickly.
for those who can't see, I have a tape measure. We're just gonna put this to bed, all right, my boy. And shoes off. Let's make this official. Shoes off.
It's the only way.
Mark, help us out here while I just go over. All right.
Okay, where are we doing it?
How am I helping?
You just want me to hold it right here?
Yeah, I think stand on it. Stand
Actually,
on
let me get rid of my face.
You're going to have to go off screen, quickly.
Sorry, guys.
Oh,
We'll be
okay.
right back. It's very important what we're doing, though.
Let's go back to my face. Put your head back here. Use a ruler. Sorry, you're not going to see me either.
Oh, hold on. Mark, look at that. Oh, hold on. We'll reveal.
Now move away.
Nah, we got one.
Don't stitch me up here, bro. Like, I know how tall I am, all right? So that's why, well,
This ruler keeps moving. You know, it's fine, but
Yeah. Happy with that?
it's moving. What
are you-
got
okay, wait, the show's rolling.
Right.
Put the tape measure
Guys.
against the wall.
Move behind his arms, bro.
It's not me, it's him. Okay, I'm getting in trouble here. I was trying to help my boy out, all right?
What do you need to help me out for? I know how tall I am.
Move away, and then come over to the ruler.
What are you?
It's not bending around
These guys, man.
That's the wall. Go right over the wall.
How tall's that? Say it right now. Say it. Say it.
I'm trying to tell them. Hey, I'm trying to tell them.
Back the.
I'm trying to tell
Come on
them.
now.
That's
I'm
over
trying to tell them,
181.
you liars.
Thank you. I was actually being kind of humble going 181. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Man, far out these guys, man. Everyone trying to want to see SJ
Hey.
fail.
Drum roll, please. My boy, 183.
See?
My boy, 183.
What are you guys thinking, man?
Oh, I know we had to go off screen, and
That
that
is
took
the
way
worst.
longer than you thought it was going to take, but
I
how
cannot
how
imagine.
good do you feel that? You feel
Just
183
validated.
right now,
I feel
don't you?
validated.
If you walk into some place with your chest up and your
Hey,
shoulders
everyone,
back now.
179. Hey, go stuff yourselves, all of yous.
Well, you know what's funny is like from a podcast standpoint, absolutely none of that was captured on camera. Like we
Oh, yeah.
somehow found
Hey,
the
for the
only
good of
place
it.
where no cameras were.
I
Anyways,
can't believe Neeks you filmed that. Is that going to go up?
yeah, that's a video he wants up.
That can put a full stop on it, all right?
He wasn't
Yeah.
saying, is that going to go up? He's saying, Neeks, can that go up?
Yeah, actually, I just want to shut everyone up. I'm done with all that, all right? Kayla, you too.
All right, team. It's been officialised.
Is the show over?
He's over 181. Let it go. And we are looking forward to seeing everybody at the Broncos game as well. Oh, are we calling it that? Are we calling it that? All right, let's get into it. Let's get into our Betcha matchups for this week. And as we've already said, look, crystal balling for the future.
I
So
like
there are
this.
some interesting ways we're going to go about this. So let me start with the first one. Leg number. Oh, actually, guys, you got to do your scissors, paper, rock. Get into that first.
Yeah, go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, Shaun, you're up first,
swear
and
I
this is a
can't win
goodie
that.
for you. This
Yep.
is an absolute goodie for you. We're talking about the One NZ Warriors. They have 2 games in the time that we're going to be covering, and it is the Broncos on Saturday night, which we'll be attending, and then they have the Knights next Friday. What I'm asking for, though, is there going to be a change in their current plus-minus stat overall? Because they are currently negative 20.
Can you just explain? I imagine people know, but what does plus minus mean?
So it's points against you, added against the points that you've scored, and it works out a sum of just where you sit.
you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the amount you've scored versus the amount you've conceded.
Yeah.
And that's on the season so far. They're minus 20 at the moment.
20 under the line.
No, if you take away
Man,
that
this
Melbourne
is
game,
a-
we're doing pretty good.
They are. And, oh, man, so wait, you're asking me, can they get back to the positives after the next 2 rounds?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah. I think you're good because what we're thinking about here, and you'll already know this, you'll be thinking about it yourself. It'll be really comes down to how many points may get leaked when it comes to the Broncos game, and then because I imagine the Knights-
Here's what I've got for you. All right, here's what I got for you. The one thing I know is that the boys will be filthy on their defensive performance they put out against Melbourne, so you can expect to see a shift in that, especially back at home this weekend. But they're playing against a side that can boast points, and can they make up 20 over the next 2 weeks?
Because Because they'll score 20, surely.
No,
over
they
2
will.
weeks.
It's not about how much they score. It's about how much can they win by. Because I believe they're going to collect 2 wins. But will it be enough to get them into the positives? Where I've just got them in the moment, the way I see the Warriors playing, they're grinding. They're dogs, right? They're like, no, I don't think they will get back to the positives and the plus minus.
You don't?
No, not over the next 2 weeks, no.
You know why I think you're right? It's a storm here in New Zealand at the moment. I don't think many points are going to go on the board this weekend. I don't think it's going to be hard.
But then in saying that, if they get decent weather next week, I do think they could beat the Knights by 20.
That's
You
the
know what I
question.
mean? So that's really, but no, I've said my answer. I don't think they'll get back to positives and plus minus over the next 2 weeks. There you go.
So that leaves it up to you, Brooke. Therefore, you're taking the fact that they will remain in the negatives. Are you happy with that?
He has to be.
You have to.
So sure, let's go
Really?
next one. Next one.
Wait, hold on. You said that they're going to remain in the negatives?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
don't
I have to think that they'll go over.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think I need them to put on a clinic.
Yeah.
This weekend and next.
Yep.
It's the Wilds, baby, of course.
Here we
Of
go.
course, baby.
They have scored over 30 points twice this season, right? So if it is a big
Yeah.
game against the Knights and they don't concede heaps against the Broncos, that's where my head
That's
goes.
You know how I look at
100%.
it? I think shoot is shoot. And last week we didn't score many points, so we got a couple in the chamber to score.
Yep.
So I'm like, yeah, of course, man.
I love hearing this chat out of me,
After
mates. This
Wilds,
is good
baby,
chat.
after Wilds, baby, all day.
Good chat.
Also, don't forget Shaun will be there. He will be wearing a Broncos jersey. I just have to gently remind everybody.
And I
And
just
I
want to
want
say
everyone to
this.
stop calling me a pest.
No, you are. But what I want to say is that I will not be having a photo with anyone while I'm in that Broncos jersey. You want to ask for a photo? Expect a nah. Go away. Talk to me. Leave me alone.
Just so we're all aware and we can join in, how does that Broncos chant go this week? Sorry, that was stirring. That was
No, support him, Marc.
That was the added
we have to
extra.
make sure.
Remember that? All right, can we
Sorry.
can we
Okay,
laugh
you
at the
guys
moment?
say that again, I'm actually going to leave. I'm not even going to give you the satisfaction of blowing it. I'm just going to walk out.
Okay, here we go. NBA playoffs is our second matchup number 2, and the question is, it's just around the corner, do we see a sweep in the first round? It can be any of the squads that are playing. Is there a sweep in somebody? And, you know, I found this year, especially in the West, OKC so good.
So good.
Cleveland's so good as well in the
So
East.
good.
Like, it just feels like in an NBA season, if ever there was going to be a sweep in the first round, this is probably one of them. So the question goes out to you, Brooke. It's your option. Will there be a sweep in the first round of the NBA playoffs?
Best time of the year for NBA fans. I love this time of the year. Yes, there will be a sweep. I also think, because I think you can chuck in a third team in there, I think Boston could get the Magic. I think they could sweep them easy. They're coming off the championship. They still had 60 wins this year. It was 61 wins, I think. Magic had 41. So I think Thunder could sweep. I think Cleveland could sweep. But I think my best bet would probably be actually Boston
Magic.
to sweep the Magic. So I think there's 3 options. I think the other game, man, the rest of the series are going to be
Yeah.
they're going to be crazy.
Yeah.
They're going to be so tough. Like the Nuggets-Clippers series, they both ended up on a 50 to 32 win season. So that's going to be crazy. Lakers, there was 1 win between those, and that's 3-6. I think the Lakers go through with that. There's no way that the NBA can change the landscape of the NBA and not have Luka and Bron go through. But to answer your question, Marc, I got, there's a sweep.
He's calling
And I
a
think there's
sweep.
one of those 3 will get it.
Can I just ask you, bro, on the Clippers Nuggets series?
Yeah.
How do you see that playing out? Because I watched the Clippers versus the Warriors a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And it just looked like they were starting to play their best basketball at the right time of the year.
Yeah.
Now, you got Kawhi, who's back. He's been back for a little bit now.
Hooping
Feet are
too.
under him, right?
Hooping.
So, any team with Kawhi and James Harden in, half a shot.
Are
But
a shot.
against the Nuggets,
I think this is like it goes to 7 type of a series.
Yeah.
I think the one factor is that Nikola Jokic is playing, and that dude is to me the best player in the world at the moment, and has been for a while. So if he's on your team, you always got a shot. But then obviously 2 weeks ago or less than a week ago, they fired the coach, they fired the GM.
Yeah.
So this smoke with the Denver Nuggets, I think that's just going to be an
did you
incredible
guys see
series.
that? Just sorry, we're going a little bit off topic here, but just diving a little layer further.
Yeah.
Did you see that interview with Michael Porter Jr.?
No,
And
I
how-
haven't.
yeah. Yes, bro.
After, bro. Okay,
What
so
did he
this
say?
is where you start going, okay, well, what's actually going on? So, coach comes out, pretty much calls out players post game about just they're not good enough. They're not watching tape. I'm gonna call you out on it. He gets fired. You're like, okay, what the hell's going on? Post-match interview, Michael Porter Jr. goes, "Oh, did you do the dinner? Did you go to dinner with the crew? How was it?" Like, as in his teammates? He goes, "Nah, what dinner?
Crazy.
What dinner was it?" He goes, "Oh, the rest of your teammates went out for feed and connected." And then he asked one of the boys,
Christian Braun.
"Did you guys go for dinner?" He's like, "Oh, yeah."
Oh.
And it was just like, what?
Post-match, you have 7 or 8 reporters in front of him. He's like, well, I didn't know about
man,
that.
what I'm thinking is like, okay, there's an imbalance in the locker room there for sure.
Absolutely. I do kind of want I want the Nuggets to go through because I wouldn't be mad if Russ wins. I would love for Russell Westbrook to win it. I just don't think this is the year that it gets done.
Okay.
But you're right. The locker room, I don't know about that Nuggets locker room, man.
That's scary, man, when you start seeing stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're going for a sweep. That's good. That means that, Shaun, you'll be looking for a bit of a tight matchup. Tighter matchup than a full sweep in any of the first rounds of
Can I call what I think the
playoffs.
best series will be, though? Houston Golden State.
Ooh.
I think that series
Really?
will be the best series.
Go into it. Why?
Steph's 4-0 against the Rockets. Jimmy Butler, we saw him in that first playing game. He was absolutely incredible. Jimmy Buckets is back.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, Marc, take that away from me because I just be smacking that. But the Rockets have something to prove. They're the second in the West. They had a great season. I think that's going to be an incredible series. So keep an eye out on that one. Steph doesn't have many chances left. He's still at an incredible level of basketball, but he knows that he's on the 17th or 18th sort of whole of his career. So I think that's going to be an incredible series.
Love it.
Can we, just before we move on, can we look into how well the Knicks go this year? I feel like the Knicks are that mystery team who have looked really good, and I feel like they could do a deeper run than most people are giving them credit for. They play Pistons first off, which I feel like they can get over them. But I think the Knicks are
I think that's where it ends,
sneaky.
though, eh?
Do you reckon?
I'm with Shaun.
Yeah,
They've
I
got
just
good
don't know if-
components.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
They do. But you just see they've got good components, but some of these teams that they're going to be facing later,
Synergy.
yeah, bro, like they got some dogs, you know, like. And my thing is Cat, right? Like,
It's appropriate that it's Cat. eh?
yeah, like if he just draws a line in the sand right now, and just says, "I am going out to dominate. I don't give a. I am him now, right? This is why I've come to this city. I'm at one of the biggest franchises in the league. Now is the time.
Carpe diem, baby.
Like, now is the time. If he has that, then damn, maybe. But I haven't seen
I
it
agree
enough
with
from
you.
him, bro. So
You know
Cat,
what, Shaun?
man.
I forgot about this, but you know what? We actually shouldn't be talking. We shouldn't be talking at all when it comes to the NBA. There should be one man who we just sit and listen to.
He's been waiting for this. How does that feel?
Oh, I forgot.
How does that feel?
Man, this is an amazing feeling. I have to pair this with. I've been lucky enough to have a son. It's right underneath that.
Oh, I completely forgot about it too. But yeah, we should be just stopping and listening to the
Okay,
greatness.
let's give a round of applause for
Yeah.
that. Hey, that was a seasons-long journey.
I've
The
done some
champ.
things in my life. This is right up there.
Took out our fantasy league competition. B. Russ. Only fitting that he does receive that bout. One
He's
done, my
actually
boy.
going to put it on. Yeah,
Well done,
he
my
is.
boy.
The champ. Look
Yeah,
at that.
There he is.
Goes well with the pants as well.
Oh, man, I feel like The Rock.
We've dilly-dallied for long
We
enough.
have.
Shaun, it's back to
My
you.
bad, my bad.
It is sports matchup number 3, and we're going to the Anzac Trans-Tasman Touch Series. It's being played at Punawai Sports Hub in Christchurch. This is where our open men's, open women's, and open mixed touch blacks will take on the emus in Australia, and they are heavy favourites.
Yeah.
I'm learning about the touch game. Thank you to Touch NZ for getting in touch with me and telling me all the stats and where we're at. So now these are best of 3 series. So they're all those 3 teams will play 3 games against their opposition. And what I'm after, with the Australians being heavy favourites in all the divisions, do we snag a series win out of one of those divisions? Man, we could get all 3.
We could, but I don't have to pick which one. I just
No.
need to do we, eh?
Yeah. Do we cause an upset in one of those divisions and take out a series? Remember, they've got 3 games, which always makes it tough.
I think we do. I think we do, bro.
Go one step further. Tell us whom.
Okay, I'm thinking, so I'm a little bit torn on this because my boy Shiloh, I know he's not playing this time round. Now, he's played mixed a long time, right? And I've watched him play the last few games he's played against Aussie with them, and those games have been really close. Literally, like one point in it, really. So if there's a division I'm going to choose, it'll be the mixed. I think we can get a series win in the mixed. I just know that their girls, the Aussie girls, are elite, bro. They move at a pace and play a style that it's just like, oh, right, they give
How? I always thought we would be mean at touch. I never knew
actually,
that
to
the
be
Australians
fair,
were good.
I'm not educated enough, so apologies to all my, touchies out there that listen to me ramble about this. But my take on it was, back in the day, we played a much more like slow it down when you sort of get down to the 5 and start attacking the try line.
Yes.
Where Aussies had this ability just to roll, so they would just they would flow into a set, not even allow you to really set your defense. So their moving parts were constant. Where we would get down there, slow it down, and want to sort of try jam someone, they'll meet me on the
Highlights.
pipe. Yeah, that's very Kiwi. That's very Kiwi. So I don't know if that's still the case. I've always believed that we had generally more talent or more one-on-one ability, but I think cohesiveness and the way the Aussies played and were able to move together and in sync and sort of be on the same page, we could never really adapt to. I don't know if that's still the case, but I'll tell you what, we will be tuning in.
Yes.
We will be watching.
Good luck, fam.
So up the Kiwis.
I
all
love
right? Up the touch
Anzac
blacks.
sport. I love having been able to watch Anzac sport matchups, kind of things like this. Like Anzac Day can be all about remembrance, obviously, to begin with, but to be able to sit there and late in the afternoon or watch some, it's always good, and I'm looking forward to finding
Are
out.
you ever going to play?
Yeah.
I want to. I really want to. I'm taking this year off. Like I've always said in my mind, I'm not going to do anything this year, my first year out of footy. But if there's like a 35s or something,
Like a Masters?
rolling around, bro, I will happily come have a jam at that. Yeah, no, I'm really keen to, boys. I miss it. And I encourage...
It's good for the soul, bro.
Oh, I encourage anyone listening to this right now, if there's one sport that you want to lay your eyes on that you haven't, seriously, put it on touch. I've been a huge fan. I've endorsed it as whenever I can. But, yeah, I just want to say again, the skill level, the athleticism, the nous to understand space and feel, there's a whole heap of halfbacks in the NRL that could learn a thing or two off watching touch players.
I know we've got to keep moving, but and not to pump your tires too much, but I think one thing that this game maybe needs, because I think the skill is incredible, is one of the names to come back.
Yeah.
And to get out. We would have loved to see Benji go back. Obviously, he moved straight into the coaching realm.
Yeah.
But SJ, lace him up, my boy. Lace him up.
Yeah. Might be actually doing something, boys. I might just allude to it really quickly right now, if you don't mind.
Go on.
I'm in the works of actually putting something together for the back end of the year around touch.
Oh.
In the pipeline.
Look at this.
Something I know I'm going to be really proud about. Because touch is where I got my look, right? Touch is where I got my exposure. And I feel like if I can create a platform or create an environment that might bring the best of the best in New Zealand to come showcase their talents.
Watch the space.
Watch
I know
the
what you're going to do.
space.
You're going to do like a run it straight challenge, but the touch version.
Oh, there's something similar.
No?
There's
Oh, I
something
like
similar.
that. I like that.
How about we think of like you see how you got basketball, then you got like half court games, 3-on-3 games.
Wow.
Where you just showcasing the bit of
you just
the
want
bit
the
of
highlights.
touch where you want to see.
That'd be mean.
Touch!
I've always thought, just sorry to stay on the touch version. I've always thought that if you can nail space and timing of steps in touch, it's a walk in the park when you get to physical rugby league and rugby, right?
Mark, I love us talking to Shaun about this.
No, I was quite the touch. No,
Yeah.
But no,
Me
it
and
always
Peter
one thing.
Williams.
There's one thing to reach out and touch somebody, but actually to put them down in a game of rugby and rugby league, if you can nail the touch side of things and understand that space and how much room you got to give yourself to get through a gap where you can't be touched, it's cheating. Once you go play the big game.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Very
let's go
cool.
away.
All right, let's get into matchup number 4. And Brook, it's back on you. Auckland FC to clinch the A-League minor premiership over their next 2 games. So there's 4 games left. They had an unassailable lead there for a bit. You're not talking basketball now. You don't need to clean the basketball belt.
Oh, sorry, you're talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was cleaning my belt.
So I'm wanting to know, do you think that over the next 2 games, which will be on Saturday night, Melbourne Victory in Melbourne, which will be a tough game, they're in 5th place, and then next Sunday at home versus Perth Glory, who are currently in 12th place, can they do enough? Can they get 2 wins out of this and put themselves above the rest with only 4 games to go?
I think this is one of the greatest stories in sport in New Zealand this year, and it, for whatever reason, doesn't have the gas that it had at the start of the year. We were all talking about this, and they haven't changed. They're still sitting at the top of the table with a couple games to go.
Classic Kiwis, eh?
Yeah.
What more do you want from this team?
We need another shiny thing to look at.
Yeah.
And I think it's maybe history, because last year when we think about the Phoenix, or was it 2 years ago when they had that incredible run, it felt like the whole country was behind them, and they were sitting in the exact same spot. I don't feel like the whole country is behind
Because
Auckland
it's an Auckland
FC.
team, mate. It's an Auckland
And
team.
it very much, it might be that as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like a level of maturity in myself at the moment that I'm going, okay, yes, I'm from Wellington, and there is that, but I got to back this team right now. Like, I would love for them to be the minor premiers, so I'm going to go with my heart and my head and go, yeah, they get one of those ones. And I actually go, I'm going to give it. I think they get both of them. I'm going to back the boys.
Love it.
So I will keep that one hard and fast. We've dragged out a few of these, but I got Auckland to get a dub and to be the minor premiers.
There we go.
Shout out to that team, man.
Shaun, that will mean that you're hoping, well, I'm not hoping against it, but you'll be looking to see
I
if
am.
the other teams
I am. I'm playing the game, man.
All right,
playing
and
the game.
finally in sports matchup number 5, and Shaun, this is your turn to have a go at Brook because it's the Hurricanes. And I'm asking whether or not the Hurricanes are on the road for the next 2 weeks and they're over in Australia. What I'm asking for is, do you think the Hurricanes can pick up New Zealand's first win against an Australian Super Rugby side playing over in Australia this year in the 2025 season? No one's managed to do it. We've had the Chiefs come back unsuccessfully. We've had the Highlanders come back. It's been a struggle to try and beat the Australian Super Rugby teams over in Australia. So first of all, we'll see the Hurricanes going over there and playing the Force on Saturday night, and then the Brumbies next Saturday.
Nah. Nah.
2 losses for the Hurricanes.
2 losses,
abroad.
bro.
Hey, that's all he wanted, a word with 2 letters. He said enough.
Yeah, no, I will elaborate here. Just hear me out. I'm sorry, boys, but Perth's a dog of a trip.
Man, it is.
That is a dog of a trip.
It
Played
rocks you.
there, okay? And are the Force going all right?
Well, they're
They're going all right?
They're
going good enough.
doing
Put it that
better
way.
than they usually would.
And I know Canberra, Brumbies actually aren't going as good as what we're used to them doing, eh? But still, Canberra's like,
They're the Brumbies.
damn, I may be going off a little bit early on that, but nah, I'll stick with it. I don't think they can break the curse.
The Brumbies are currently sitting in 3rd place.
And this is the other part too. It allows
the
my boy here to actually back his team, and he'll be riding them positively. He'll be wanting them to get that job done, right, Brook?
Yeah, if that's what it comes down to, then absolutely. I gotta be honest with you, man. Like,
I'm just giving him a.
I gotta
Brooke,
be honest
before
with
you ask-
I'm not gonna come on the show and lie.
Brooke, before you answer, just know this.
Oh.
The Hurricanes sit 8th on the table. They're going over to play the 6th place Force and the 3rd placed Brumbies.
Look, it's Hurricanes and it always will be Hurricanes, but I don't feel like I'm alone when I say my love for Super Rugby isn't where it once was. I will always love the Hurricanes. I love the boys. Like, I know the majority of those boys. It's just
That's crazy.
we are enamored with the amount of sport that we can watch. I just think, man, the NBA final, like, we just have so much love in other places. Nah, shut up.
What are you talking
This hole is so deep now.
going?
I wish he just said, "Yeah, I've got the boys. Let's go the Canes."
Yeah.
I literally tried to serve it to him on a plate, but no, he just couldn't.
I ain't gonna lie to you now.
I'll sit here like that, bro.
Normally I'll be like, "Nying."
No, I love it. I love it. Hey, and I must say, I know I gave him a bit of a hard time last week about sitting on the fence. I feel he was very direct today, so I can take that.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that, all right?
Just that last bit where he's like, oh, yeah, man. Let's go through the matchups then. So, sports matchup number 1, it was you, Shaun. And you don't think that the Warriors over the next 2 games can get themselves into the positives and their plus and minuses. You're not saying they're going to lose. You're just...
No, I'm thinking they go 2 from 2, but I just think they're going to be tighter.
Yeah.
Tighter contest, yeah.
All right, in sports matchup number 2, is there going to be a first-round sweep in the NBA
Yes,
playoffs?
sir.
And Brook, we have to listen to Brook.
Yeah.
He's got the belt. He's the NBA fantasy belt, and so
Good belt too.
he can. Well, we're going to sit there and listen to that. And you thought it maybe the Celtics probably one of the best chances.
Yeah, well, I just think everyone will probably think those the Cavs and OKC will get it, but I just think there's a chance that Boston gets it as well. So,
Okay, so plenty of bullets in the
chances to.
chamber. All right, in matchup number 3, we're talking touch rugby, Anzac Trans-Tasman Touch Series in Christchurch over the Anzac weekend. And Shaun, you're looking for one of our divisions in the 3 divisions that we'll be playing in the best of 3 games, open men's, open women's, and open mixed. You're saying one of the Kiwi teams will snag the series win.
Yep, 100%. Full faith in the touch, but let's go, team. We'll be tuning in and supporting that for sure.
In matchup number 4, back on you, Brook. You do believe that, in fact, our Auckland FC Premiership team, well, they'll end up winning the Premiership, the minor Premiership, over the next 2 weeks with 4 games remaining in the chamber.
Yep.
And finally, in sports matchup number 5, it is the Hurricanes, and they are going on the road in Australia to try and do something no other New Zealand Super Rugby side has been able to do in 2025, and that's win a game in Australia against a Super Rugby team from Australia. And Shaun, it was your matchup, and you said No go.
I just said no. Nah.
Hurricanes will lose to both the Force and the Brumbies.
Nah, they'll get
on the
one. Though.
road.
Shout out to my Canes, though. I love them.
Okay.
Hurricanes. Hurricanes. Remember that, Mark? Hurricane. Anyway, try.
Playoff.
NBA Finals, boys. We're on the eve of it. Yours versus mine, themed around the NBA.
All right.
I thought, like I've got a couple of boys to my right here, MVPs, that are quite well-rounded and educated when it comes to basketball chat. Rightly so, all right, in a respectful way. So I thought I would read out a starting five that I've built, mine. And I want to know if you guys can come up with a starting five collectively
All right.
that could beat it.
All right.
In a best-of-7 series.
I will be looking heavily to Brook, considering he's got the belt. He's played professionally. Like, he's going to... I feel like you're going to be carrying us with this.
Semi-professionally.
Yeah, okay, so now
Are we using current players?
we're using current,
break this down for me.
past, but you
Oh,
got to
so
take into the you got to just
history.
take the landscape of where the game's at now because you're playing in today's era, really.
Oh, so the rules...
That's important.
You know what I mean?
That is important.
It is, right? We can only go off. Well, how's the game played now?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's important.
So that's really the main factor.
So
in
we've
all
got
Let me set up
today's
for a
we've got
second.
today's referees. We've got those
today's game, how it's
Today's
scored,
rules,
how it's
hand-checking.
played. All right, I just want to know. So a bulk of my roster clearly is from this era. It's going to be hard for you to do, I think. I've had first pick at these players. You cannot reuse them.
So you get your 5 and then we go after
But
that.
I do know there are players out there that will make a great argument. And I want our MVPs listening in the car, watching on YouTube right now. I want you to play along.
Sean, I'm in.
Okay,
You've
let's
got-
go. What?
You got me
You've got
hook, line, and
Yours
sinker.
versus mine, NBA edition.
All right.
Okay. Point guard, Steph Curry. All right. At the 2,
Are we going to go through the whole lot, or can we go one by one and then try and match?
no,
them?
because I don't want you guys to put someone that I've already got
Oh, okay,
on
I
my
see what you
list.
mean.
in.
Okay, so yep, fair
So I'm
enough.
going to read out my starting 5.
Fair enough.
Steph Curry at the 1. At the 2, none other, Michael Jordan. The 3, none other, LeBron James. 4, Kevin Durant. 5, the Joker, Nikola Jokic. I want to know if you guys can come up with a 5 that would beat that.
MJ, can you go through Steph?
Steph,
MJ,
Bron, KD, and Joker.
KD.
Let me just applaud you for a second. Well done.
Yeah?
That's a good squad.
I mean, it's cute.
I've had first pick, so I like to think it would. I'm glad I didn't get a reaction of,
Nah, you've done well, especially with today's game.
Today's
You had
game.
KD at the 4.
KD at the 4, today's game.
Brooke, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking what you're thinking.
I'm thinking that he's got a very shot-heavy team
Today's game.
in today's game, yep. But I don't think he has a lot of muscle. He doesn't have a lot of size.
Today's
like
game.
KD is going to be pushed around in the block, so you're only going to have one person playing from the inside. So if we look at the team from the squad, they're all shooters. They're all shooters, bar Joker, who can go inside. But I think we could probably outmuscle him starting at the centres.
I mean, you can start there. I'm just going to say, I've seen a few of these boys do some work at the mid-range. Like...
KG was Kevin Garnett at the power forward. I think he's a better option at keeping the paint clear. If we were going to... Let's start with, like, KD.
I would go Tim Duncan.
You go Tim Duncan?
But, like, that's like for like, right? Like, if you take KG, you win. If you take Tim Duncan, you win.
I just think KG's probably going to be a bit more athletic in terms of getting out to shut down KD if he was taking shots. Look at us,
Yeah,
KG,
we got- we
KD.
got- think
Do you
about
know
They'll
what I
switch
mean?
everything.
You got to think
Like,
about defending this team too. They stretch on the floor if they're all shooters.
You're right, though. And the modern era, and they ran Steph with that high on ball with KD, you would switch that, and you would switch it with KG. So you have a
So
better
you're
chance
telling
to
me
switch out
KG
with-
on Steph?
I would rather KG on Steph than Tim Duncan on Steph.
Totally.
So that's what I'm telling you.
He'd run him off. He'd run him straight inside.
Lose, really. Okay, yep. So you want KG? Come on, guys.
hey.
And I'd rather KG in this modern era than Dirk Nowitzki. Just speed alone.
Oh, Dirk's a good call, though.
He's a great call.
But he's going to, yeah.
But also, you need a forward that can stretch the floor, and Dirk can stretch the floor. Because you're Shaq inside. We go Shaq inside. Are you thinking Shaq at 5?
I'm thinking Shaq at 5.
You think Shaq at 5? I'm thinking Shaq at 5.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm glad you said Shaq because you guys were the people that said Joker's probably the only one that could have.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We're building a team that's got to beat your team.
I still think that, but you stole Jokic first.
So we're going to go Shaq at 5.
KG at the 4.
This guy's beating us with our own fight, Mark. You hear that?
KG at the
Control
4.
the narrative.
Bron. Who's going
Bron and
small
Mike.
forward?
Bron and Mike at 2 and
I
3 is
know,
crazy.
He's taking the 2.
Who do you
Well,
play?
I know
bro.
who you're going to go at the 2.
Yeah, I can go 2. Yeah. Do we?
And there's I have left out.
What do we think about
What about like a Giannis? Like a Giannis at the 4.
small forward? Yeah.
Like,
Oh, instead of KG.
hold on a second. Hold on. We might do something here.
All right.
You got Giannis at the 4 and Shaq at the 5. That's the most dominant front court in the history of basketball.
Physically dominant.
In today's game?
In today's game. Hold on, let's do that, Mark. Let's
Okay.
do that. Let's go. Because you can switch all of that. Giannis can switch out on anyone. He can switch 1 to 5.
Totally.
Hold on. Okay, we can cook
That
here a
means
little
he's
bit.
not there protecting the rim.
We can cook here a little bit.
Well, Shaq will be there protecting the rim.
Send him into the paint. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not if
Mark, we're
Jokers-
getting somewhere now.
Yeah,
I
okay.
feel a little bit more confident.
Okay, at the 3.
Yeah, who are we going to hit
at the 3, I'm not sure. But
Bron's such a tough matchup, eh?
he's a cover.
He's such a tough matchup because he can pass, he can shoot, he's fast, he's powerful, he's strong.
He's the greatest player of all time.
He's got a great head on his shoulders.
Can we come back to 3?
Okay, who's at the 2?
I would go Kobe.
Yeah.
I would go Kobe
We
Bryant.
need
Sweet.
killer instinct.
Yeah.
Point guard.
You know what? My suggestion is, and you're probably not going to like it because athletically he's probably a tough matchup, but it's somewhere between Jason Kidd and Steve Nash.
I wouldn't go Steve Nash, but I'd go like John Stockton.
He'd be the same. Oh, defensively, yeah. What about Gary Payton? The glove.
Wouldn't be able to score enough. What about Magic? Just go like, we just got the biggest team ever.
In today's game?
Magic.
I don't know if you guys
in
know,
today's
3s are
game-
worth more than 2, boys.
Bro, in today's game, Magic Johnson?
3s are worth more than 2s.
Showtime. Bro, they
I've
were,
seen that fella's jump shot.
bro, they were
He ain't
Showtime.
pulling up.
They were Showtime before Showtime.
Actually,
Yeah,
we
'cause
are
everything's
going
at the rim.
We are going
It's not that era anymore, boys.
We're going
Come
to
on now.
revolutionise the game. So I reckon we do. We take it back to 2s. We take it back to 2s. We're so dominant and tall
Here we
inside.
go.
We're so
You take it back to
dominant
2s
and
while
tall.
we're scoring 3s. You're not winning. It's just simple math.
Well,
that.
you'll miss. You'll
It's
eventually.
simple math.
You're not. I
But
don't
your
think,
shooters aren't as good as you think.
Yeah.
You've got 2 extremely good ones. Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
didn't
and
shoot
then
a
you're
3
also
in his-
acting like I don't have guys that can score 2s.
No, but you're saying that the 3s is how you're going to win this.
3s are worth more than 2s.
You have the greatest shooter of all time, and KD is right
KD
there
can
too.
shoot a 3. Oh, I don't know.
He's
Bron can
right-
actually shoot a 3. Oh, Joker can too.
Do we put Larry Bird in there?
I definitely know Shaq ain't doing none of that. Giannis ain't doing that.
Yeah, but
Damn
you're
right.
so obsessed with 3 shots.
That's because it's today's game.
But you're going to foul out.
And then you're trying to act like, oh, hold on, wait. You're telling me Bron won't go to the rim if he has to? Or you're telling me MJ won't go to the rim if he has to?
Well, he's
Bro,
not
look
going
who's behind him.
Exactly.
You don't know
They're
that.
not
You don't-
coming
you don't
into
think,
the paint
you
at
don't
all.
think Joker's playing slow-mo down there, just
Brooke,
giving him a bit of a...
I know what he's
Okay,
doing. I know what he's doing.
now-
We've
now
made him
you've gone too
one-dimensional.
far. Now you've gone too
We've
far.
made him one-dimensional.
Now he doesn't know what he's talking
One-dimensional. I
about.
thought you were talking about today's game.
Now he don't know what he's talking about.
Is
Okay.
one-dimensional today's game?
Now
Let's
he's driving
force
the
him
wrong
to
car.
put-
Seriously, boys.
Let's force him to hit the
They're all
threes.
valid points. But hold on. For the sake
Put
of our
Magic
listeners,
in.
come on, just say you're starting 5, and then they can end the debate. They're playing along at home. They're playing along in the car. They'll know.
It's the 3. So let's go Magic,
Yep.
Kobe,
Magic,
Kobe. It's the 3 that's tough.
Kobe.
And I imagine there's someone that they're sitting in the car going, bro, just pick.
Do we
Fast
put
game's a good game. Pick this guy. But
Detlef Shrimp?
oh man,
Detlef, man. You
had lunch with the bro.
Quickly.
We just need a 3.
It's running over. Sorry, listeners. I don't think it'll go on this long. Apologise. Next,
Marc,
can we
pick a
make
3.
this into a social too? Who wins in today's game? Yours versus mine. SJ starting 5.
A 3. We definitely want someone hitting 3s out of the 3 spot.
Oh, yeah. Now, okay, yeah.
Or else
One-dimensional.
Or else we become one-dimensional like Sean's team.
Absolutely.
We
One-dimensional.
need a shooter in the 3 spot.
One-dimensional. You're either telling me LeBron's a 3-point shooter, or he will play
But he's
with
not
his
coming
head.
He's
and
not coming into
assist.
the paint when
Get
he's
in.
looking at
Bro,
Giannis
What
and
do you
Shaq.
mean
Hold
he
on,
won't
hold
come
on.
into the paint?
Why don't we go and get Clay?
What? Okay, yeah, go get Clay.
Why don't we go get Clay? Bro, he's the 2nd greatest shooter of all time. So he's going to spread the court. You have to stay at home on one side. Giannis driving the paint, going right. You got Clay in the corner. You can't help.
You can't help. Clay ain't finishing at the rim. He ain't
Exactly.
doing none
He's
of
in
that.
the corner.
He ain't doing none of that.
We don't need anyone
Sean, I'm talking
finishing at the
basketball
rim.
here, okay?
So you want
when
Clay?
you say stay in the
Okay,
corner, that
guys,
means your
okay,
defender
next, cut
has
it
to
there.
stay in the corner.
Listeners, they've got Clay Thompson in their all-time starting.
I do feel like that is a bit. There's got to be a better.
No, I'm
But
saying for
what
a
about-
team. Like,
what
who
about
else is our
Reggie?
3?
What about Reggie?
Clay's 10 times better than Reggie Thompson, than Reggie Miller. And he's a better defender.
Might spark a debate.
Clay is the second greatest shooter of all time. There is no denying that. Clay is the second greatest.
I feel like there is denying that though.
No, there's not.
I feel like he doesn't have a big enough workload to be able to put it up against. And in today's divisions,
Bro, this man scored 38 points in a quarter. 38 points in a quarter.
You know,
he
my
scored
mum
60
messaged
points
me,
with
right?
11
My
dribbles.
mum messaged me and said, I'm sick of you and Brook or something like that. You guys, all you do is talk about yourselves. I feel like this is one of those moments where
okay, let's put Clay in.
Clay might not be the one, but I think for the team that we're trying to make, like I can just imagine you can't help off Clay. Like you have
We're
to
playing
stay in the corner.
Moneyball here.
You have to stay in the corner.
Moneyball.
And Clay is a
Brook,
incredible defender.
Got it.
Lock
Okay,
it in.
cool.
All right,
Just
so let me
really
close
quickly,
this out.
though, but just really quickly before you close it out.
Yeah.
What we're looking at here is we're playing Moneyball. So we've got mass size inside, which means no one's scoring inside. Even Joker's going to have trouble having Giannis.
How tall is KD?
reaching over. And he's not coming inside against Shaq. Shaq will break him in half.
Shaq. I'm talking about Giannis. You're
Yeah.
acting like Giannis is so much bigger and more
But when they
powerful
switch,
than
but
KD.
when they
Bro,
switch,
you can't say bigger and powerful. He
What?
is so much more bigger and powerful.
No, he's not.
Giannis is not.
He's not.
Then what? KD.
No, he's not. Giannis is more powerful, 100%. Just like KD's a better shooter. I get it. But you're talking like KD can't defend or he doesn't block shots. Silly.
Against Shaq, he's just going to throw and break him in half.
So you're
along
telling
with
me
Giannis.
then if they're switching out, you're telling me Joker can't guard Giannis?
No, bro. Jokic can't guard.
He's not
here we
guarding
go.
him.
He's a smart defender.
Okay. Anyway, guys, MVPs, close this out. Yours versus mine. We've done our best here. We want to put it over to you. You guys let us know
Mark,
how
I think
far
we
off
did
the
all right.
mark
I
here.
think we did all right.
So, my team, Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, Bron, KD, and Joker. I did have first pick, all right? The T's and
I
C's.
think we did all right.
Their reply, Magic, Kobe, Klay Thompson at the 3, Giannis, and Shaq.
You don't have to laugh.
There
when
you
say
go. I'm
that.
sorry, I just can't get out of everyone you had to pick, that's the team, all right? Yours versus mine. Well done, boys.
We're going to talk about this after because
Well
I'm not
done.
finished here.
Well
We've
done,
had enough
boys.
here, but we need to talk more.
Is that all
Yeah.
we got time for on the show? I think it is, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll see you guys in 2
Stay
weeks.
safe over this long break, everyone. It's a big break.
Happy Easter.
Make sure you make it home. We love you guys. Thank you.
Oh,
Appreciate
just
it.
before we absolutely go, Brooke, I think there was one Kennedy Charrington who wanted a shout out with you holding the belt hip.
Oh, Kennedy, what
Oh.
up, baby? What up, Kennedy? How you like that?
Yeah, can we?
Louis.
Yeah,
What up,
Louis the
my boy?
TikToker needs a shout out too.
What up, my boy?
Hey.
All right, have a safe Easter all. Have a wonderful Anzac as well, and we will be back shortly.
Play on.
Lamborghini. Look at the speed! Shaun Johnson! Aguero! It's over! Pass is intercepted at the goal line. In your life have you seen anything like that? Elliott hits it over the grandstand, and New Zealand are in the World Cup final!
Play on. Play on. Play on. Play on.